We're in Germany's deep south, in the state of Bavaria. As the election draws near, tensions are running high in small towns, particularly on core issues such as immigration. Disagreement centres on how to integrate migrants into the labour market, who should be allowed to stay and who should be sent back home. On this building site, we meet Thiare from Senegal, a country German authorities consider as safe. Political asylum is therefore difficult to obtain for migrants from these countries.
When your parents back home are hungry, then it should be okay if their relatives manage to make their way to Europe so that they can help out their parents in need back home. There's no war in Senegal, but when you wake up in the morning and you have nothing to eat, this too is a kind of daily battle.
While the Conservatives and Social Democrats are calling for repatriation agreements to be drawn up with African countries, Green and left-wing politicians oppose such deals. Thiare's boss has a high opinion of him and would like to keep him.
He speaks good German, but a written test is a real problem. He has no problem communicating with colleagues on the building site, but if he does not pass the written test now, he won't get his certificate and he'll be threatened with deportation. Why should someone like him leave Germany? His country of origin should not matter. Germany needs qualified workers like him.
The village of Fenningbach on the border with Austria is home to 300 people. They are represented by pink-coloured pins on this board created by local resident Marta. The yellow pins are the 102 asylum seekers to be housed in the village. Too many, according to some.
The local council voted unanimously against the decision, but this local vote was simply ignored by the county council.
In our street, there are 12 houses with 25 residents. And now they want us to integrate 102 asylum seekers.
It won't work out. You can't squeeze 102 people into such a tiny place. Moreover, these 102 people are mostly men from different countries. This will inevitably lead to tension and conflict.
It doesn't matter whether there are 102 Syrians, 102 Afghans, or 102 Bavarians. When people live squeezed together like that, it leads to conflict, first within the group, and then it will spread.
Keep on smiling and learn the language. That's the advice Riaz Khan gives people when asked how to integrate into the labour market and into German society. We're in Parsdorf, close to Munich. Riaz is from Pakistan. The manager of the garden centre where he works received an integration award from the federal government for his efforts to help integrate immigrants. But the local authorities won't give Riaz a permanent residence permit.
I received vocational training, but I also received a deportation order. I don't know if I'll be able to stay or not.
Riaz's colleagues and his boss at the garden centre are very supportive.
The problem is that workers should be protected from deportation during the 3 years of vocational training and 2 years after that. But this protection depends on their country of origin. If it's considered a safe country, the trainees face problems with the public authorities and need special approval.
Back in Munich, we meet the chief executive of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. According to him, about 1/3 of refugees last year received some kind of training or job. But full integration into the German labour market takes at least 7 years. The biggest obstacles, he says, are language, housing and bureaucracy. What should the priorities be for the next German administration?
We need to introduce a cut-off date. The procedure needs to be facilitated for all those who arrived before the spring of 2016. We need to cut out all this bureaucratic red tape.
While most political parties and a huge number of voters are in favour of granting protection to those who are persecuted, a growing number of people do not welcome economic migrants.
Will voters sanction Angela Merkel for her refugee policy? It will be interesting to see what the outcome of this election will be.